मैम आप माइक एंड कैमरा दोबारा ऑन कर लीजिए आप।
Hello, good evening. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Any one of you, can you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
confirm? Hi, Aditi. Good evening. Thank you for confirmation. Am I audible also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi. So, friends, the good evening from my side. My name is Dr. Farhat Mohsin. I'm a professor, okay, with an deemed to be university in Delhi, NCR. And the topic which we are going to talk about, that is counseling for the managers. I hope all of you are aware. Before starting the lecture, I just want a confirmation from all of side. What would be the mode of, I mean, the teaching? Would you be okay if I talk in English, or would you like me to speak in Hindi or English both, or only Hindi? I mean, it's up to you. Can you please confirm what would be the mode you prefer me to deliver my lecture? Any one of you? Okay, both means Hindi and English mix.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Both.
ma'am.
Okay, friends. Thank you so much. So, as I said, the friends, the topic, the paper which is given to me, that is counseling for managers. And if I talk about my introduction, friends, my name is Dr. Farhat Mohsin. And by qualification, I'm double postgraduate. I have done the master's in economics and another master in management, the MBA with the specialization of HRM and marketing management. I have done my PhD in the quality assurance in banking sector. And from last 3.5 years, I'm into academics. And today, okay, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, that is the need of the day, that is the counseling for managers. So before starting, I just want to understand, any one of you, can you please tell me what's your basic I mean the understanding about counseling? आप में से कोई मुझे बता सकता है काउंसलिंग होती क्या है? Rough idea in a layman language. Any one of you? Yes, friends. Okay,
मैम
right. Yes, please.
काउंसलिंग मैम किसी भी चीज की होती है, जैसे कोई डाटा या पॉपुलेशन, कभी कभी होती है पॉपुलेशन डाटा भी काउंसिल होता है, और किसी और भी मैम किसी चीज की भी हो सकती है।
Okay. राइट, द काउंसलिंग फॉर मैरिजेस, लाइक देखो, काउंसलिंग आज जरूरी नहीं है। पहले क्या होता था, काउंसलिंग लगता है कि सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स की जाती है, या काउंसलिंग की जरूरत पड़ती है जब कभी हम किसी प्रॉब्लम में होते हैं। सो जनरली काउंसलिंग को हम एक थेरेपी की तरह इस्तेमाल करते हैं। लेकिन आज क्या है, काउंसलिंग इज नो मोर ओनली रिक्वायर्ड एट education institutions, but it is the need of the hour. It is required at every stage of our life. आज काउंसलिंग की जरूरत सिर्फ स्कूल कॉलेजेस में बच्चों को नहीं है, आज काउंसलिंग की जरूरत हमें जीवन के हर एक फेज पे है। सो इसका जो बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव है, ओके, द बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस सेशन इज फर्स्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द एवोल्यूशन ऑफ काउंसलिंग, यानी काउंसलिंग जो है वो कैसे धीरे धीरे एग्जिस्टेंस में आई। व्हाट इज द काउंसलिंग, ओके, द डेफिनेशन, how counseling is different from the psychotherapy, how it is different from instructions, what are the different the elements of counseling, and what is the need of workplace counseling, like as the name of the paper is, the counseling for managers. So friends, we have to understand what is the need of the counseling at the workplace. काम करने वाली जगह पे why the counseling is required, because today the counseling is being offered as the full-fledged course, okay, in most of the university, the graduation and post graduation, I mean the degree and diploma is being offered to students, and the trained therapist, the trained psychologist, the trainer are required, the certified trainer are required at every phase of life. So it is not only the school and the colleges where the counselors are required, it is everywhere we need the counseling. Okay, so friends, before going into the details, the first I would like to tell you what are the facts and figures in the favor of workplace counseling. I mean, counseling की जरूरत हमें पड़ क्यों रही है? Why the counseling is being the given? So here are the some facts. I want you to understand what is the importance of workplace counseling. Uh, like 83% of employees, they suffer from work related stress. Like all of you must agree with me कि हमें सबको जीवन में किसी ना किसी तरह का स्ट्रेस है. कुछ को जॉब का स्ट्रेस है, किसी को लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल होने का स्ट्रेस है, किसी को पैसे का स्ट्रेस है, किसी को जल्दी कामयाबी हासिल करने का स्ट्रेस है. So it's, I mean, everywhere the people feel stress. So 83%, okay, the employees in the entire world, they suffer from work related the stress. Around 90% of employees, they report feeling stressed at work. So okay, as per the McKinsey report, it has been recorded that 90% of employees today, they feel sick, they feel stressed at work related the issues in the organization, and 60% of workers, they experience stress daily. So do you, all of you must agree with me that we all are facing stress daily. And जब भी हमें stress होगा, friends, हमारी mental and physical health stress की वजह से खराब होगी. So पहला जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स बताता है कि वर्कप्लेस स्ट्रेस कितना है. दूसरा मैं आपको कुछ फैक्ट्स दिखाऊंगी जो ये बात करता है कि आप इससे आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ पे क्या फर्क पड़ता है. 76% ऑफ एम्प्लॉयज से दैट स्ट्रेस अफेक्ट देयर मेंटल हेल्थ, एंड यही कारण है मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टुडे दे work for the mental and physical health of their employees. वो ये बोलते हैं कि उनका एम्प्लॉय तभी प्रोडक्टिव हो सकेगा, वो तभी 100% दे सकेगा जब उसका मेंटल हेल्थ अच्छा होगा. एंड स्टैटिस्टिक्स कहता है कि 28% employees suffered from chronic anxiety and depression due to workplace stress, and that's why the counseling is very much required in the organization. In India, 90% of employees under 25 year of age in counseling showed anxiety symptoms. We all, it is not only that we are facing the personal life related issues. 90% people, they are saying they are under stress, and 76% stress, okay, is related to only work related issues. And that's why here the demand for counseling and support comes in picture. 71% of employees, they want more mental health benefits from employers. They are saying, and आप लोगों ने भी पढ़ा होगा friends, ठीक है, एक साल पहले की घटना है ENY, Ernst and Young, एक young lady, ठीक है, she committed suicide because of the work pressure. So 49% एम्प्लॉयज जो हैं वो आज ये फील करते हैं कि उनके मैनेजर्स जो हैं वो उनकी वेल बीइंग की केयर करते हैं. बाकी 51% स्टिल they say that they are not being taken care of. 64% the managers, 64% employees says that managers are not trained to support mental health. So this is, I mean, basically the showing how badly the counseling is required at the workplace. Now, why the companies must care their employee? Because it is 100% true that employees today are considered as a profit center. Earlier, the employees were treated as a cost center, where the employees were treated as a machine earlier. They were treated as a picnic department where they do come, they go, they enjoy their life. Okay, it was considered as a cost center. लेकिन आज सारे companies को ये पता है कि human resource, it is the one of the major asset for them. जितने बाकी असेट है वो सब बेकार है अगर आपके पास अच्छा ह्यूमन असेट नहीं है, अगर आपके पास ह्यूमन कैपिटल नहीं है. सो वर्कप्लेस स्ट्रेस जो है बेसिकली इट कॉस्ट कंपनीज $300 billion annually because of the turnover, because of the absenteeism. Workplace stress cost companies $300 billion annually. And this stress contributes to 50% of employee absenteeism. Because of the absenteeism, because of the stress, the employees don't prefer to come daily. They quickly change their job. They are not are in a mood to be retained for longer period of time because they have so much stress. And 44% of employees, they consider quitting job daily due to stress. So stress is such a, a monster that is playing with everybody's life at workplace. And that's why there is a strong need for the workplace, the counseling. And now the question arises, what are the different factors of stress? Why the employees are feeling stress? What are the factors that are causing stress? Any one of you? Can you please tell stress का क्या कारण हो सकता है organization में? Why? Okay, the stress is there. Any one of you?
Ma'am,
Yes,
overload
friends.
of work.
It is related to the work, but in work, what kind of? Suppose if I'll talk, may I know your name?
Yes, ma'am. Janvi.
Janvi, if I'll ask you, are you working somewhere, beta?
No, ma'am.
You are not working. Okay, so can you please guess what kind of stress related to work a employee must be experiencing in workplace? Yes.
मैम एक्चुअली अगर क्लियरली ना बताया जाए कि व्हाट दे हैव टू डू, एक कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट हो सकती है एंड इट कैन क्रिएट अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस प्लस द कंपटीशन व्हिच दे आर फेसिंग. More and more employees are joining and there is a loss of job security.
Of course, 100% right, Janvi. Thank you so much. What a fantastic answer you have given. Yes, friends. Okay, suppose if a person join a company and if there is no the clarity what kind of work he or she is supposed to do. Okay, if there is no clarity to whom she report, if there is no clarity to from whom she or he has to get the work done. In the lack of clarity of job design, the profile, a person can be can go into the stress because he doesn't know, he doesn't have clarity, he is new in the company. And that's why, Janvi, there is a proper arrangement of the employee induction program. And that's why the induction program, say for 3 days, 1 day, a week, fortnightly, or say 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, on the basis of the nature of a job, it is being given to employee. There is a proper system of buddy. When you join a company, there is a proper induction program. There is a proper training program. It is, basically, it is basically brief to you to whom you have to report. What would be the code of conduct of the company? What would be the rules and regulation of the company? A new joinee will be briefed about the pluses and minuses about the company. If you say your employee that before joining a company, they should have all the knowledge about the company, they should come prepared while reading and studying about the company. So this is the duty of the employer also, to make a new joinee familiar with the company's rules and regulation, about its working hours, about the authority of delegation. So this is the duty, and all these basic things are being explained in the the induction program, in the training program. So yes, you have given a very the logical answer. In the lack of clarity, what to do, what not to do, to whom to approach or not to approach. Okay, what would be the hours, what would be the days, what would be the the timings, what would be the the span of control. So there must be a clarity about each and everything to the employee. And if the employee is not getting all these things in a proper way, he or she can get stressed. So stress has so many, I mean, stress is, you only given a one, okay, the valid reason why the employee feel stress. Suppose if I'm in urgent need of a leave, if I approach my boss and if he says, no, the leave cannot be granted, maybe I'm in urgency of leave. And if it is not sanctioned by my boss, I would be stressed. I would be, I mean, not in a good the mood. And that's why there is a proper, okay, the leave policies rules are being given to the employee. It is being briefed. It is briefed to all employees during the induction program what kind of leaves they have in their account. What is the ERP system through which they can apply for it? I mean, these are the small things. And my dear friends, we are not machine. We cannot work 24/7. We have feelings. We have emotions. And that's why we should be treated differently from machines. Machines can work 24/7. Of course, it needs oiling. It needs repairing. It needs maintenance. But we, the human being, which is one of the important resource, we need counseling. We need empathy. We need sympathetic approach. We need that somebody should listen to us. We need someone to whom we, okay, that can rely. We need somebody's shoulder, okay, so where we can cry. We need somebody who can appreciate. We need someone who can understand our feelings. Okay? Are we together? Any one of you? Am I getting some, okay, I mean, are we together? Am I making some sense, friends? Any one of you? Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, friends, you are free. Anytime during the conversation, if you want me to explain your doubt, you can raise your hands and you can ask me in between. Okay, so the 46% say heavy workload as a main stressor. Most of the employees, यानी 46% लोग heavy workload की वजह से इस समय stress में रहते हैं. 44% affected by long working hours. 37% feel that stress comes due to lack of appreciation. 22% say that their boss is the main stress source. You know, friends, okay, in Japan, the technique, I mean, most of the companies, they are following. In most of the companies in Japan, to, I mean, remove the stress, what they do? They have the, okay, the punching dummies of their bosses. They place in the dark room, okay, they place underground. And so whenever you feel tensed due to your boss, you can go and you can punch the dummy of your boss and come back at your workstation. You feel good. I mean, this is a way how, I mean, you can de-stress yourself. But in India, we cannot think of it. यहाँ पे हम अगर बॉस को कुछ गलत बोलेंगे, कोई दूसरा बंदा सुन लेगा, वो जाके बोल देगा तुम्हारी नौकरी गई. But in the foreign countries, because they understand this is not the matter of the boss. This is not the individuality you are cursing about. This is, a way through which you can, vent out your feelings. You have to, give the feelings out. And it is not like whenever we work in an organization, friends, it is 100% right that we would be having differences in opinion. घर में हम 5 लोग रहते हैं, सबकी ओपिनियन एक जैसी हो जरूरी नहीं है. So in the same way, in organization also, we are working together, because in organization, we have to work in team. You will not work in IC. Individual contribution never matters. You have to get the work done from your subordinates and you have to report to your bosses also. So if you are working in a group of people, diversity would be there. All the employees, they are coming from different mindset, different perception, different attitude, different, belief system, different faith system. So here, bosses, your reporting heads, 22% say that the stress comes from their bosses. Around 40% people say that they feel stress because their work is not being appreciated, lack of appreciation. And all of you, since your childhood, recall your childhood, जब भी हम कुछ अच्छा काम करते थे, हमारी पीठ थपथपाई जाती थी. Whenever we do perform good, हमारे mom, dad, हमारे schools में teachers, mentors, they always praise our word. They don't give you anything. It is never in kind. It is never in money. It is never in cash. But word of appreciation matter. हम उसमें ही खुश हो जाते हैं because it gives you motivation. It gives you a push to give your 100% once again. And that's why 40% people say that they feel stressed because their work is not being appreciated by colleagues, by seniors, by bosses. 44% say that they have to work long hours. And friends, if you remember, new labor policies have come. And as per the new labor policies, if you are working more than 8 hours in a week, in a day, you are entitled to get overtime. You are entitled to get the transport allowances. You are entitled to get, food coupons. There is a minimum wage act which is fixed by government now. As per the policy, those who are working in a private organization, they can relate with me. And you must second my opinion that most of the private segment employees, they have a fear of their after retirement age. What would happen after retirement? Because there is no pension, there is no gratuity. And that's why the government has given the clear, they have given the clarity to all the employers that their basic salary must be as 50% of their total salary, because all your allowances, all your the perks, they are based on the basic salary. So आज आपकी basic salary जो है वो आपकी total salary का 50% होना चाहिए. Otherwise deliberately आपकी जो salary है, जो basic salary है, उसको नीचे रखा जाता है. So that क्यों हमारे देश में, कोई भी आप में से बताओ, why there is a charm of सरकारी नौकरी in our country? Why? हम क्यों चाहते हैं, हर स्टेट में क्यों चाहते हैं कि भाई उनका बच्चा सरकारी नौकरी हो? Any one of you?
उससे जॉब सिक्योर रहती है.
Job security, बच्चे, very nice. Most of us, we want our children to get these government job. Why? Because there is a job security. They are very much secure. Doesn't matter if you get the job, you will not be thrown out. And you will get after retirement benefits also. You will get all the daily allowances, perks, as per the DA revision, as per the HRA revision. Whatever the government will do, all the benefits will come to you. You will not be exploited, and that's fine. It is considered that the sarkari naukri gives you less stress compared to the private job. So the workplace counseling is the need of the hour to ensure the mental health of their employees. सबसे ज्यादा आज जो सेहत लोगों की खराब हो रही है, it is because of the stress. We all have stress, and those who are in the job, 80% आपकी जिंदगी जो है वो स्ट्रेस से भरी है, काम से रिलेटेड इश्यूज के, जिसमें सबसे बड़ा इशू है आपका जॉब सिक्योरिटी. And after this automation, after this artificial intelligence, after this chat GPT, after this robotics, our job insecurity has become more. We feel more insecure that what would happen tomorrow if somebody say that Farhat is not required as a teacher. We can, replace her teaching skills with a robot, say XYZ. It can teach students better. Of course, no doubt, a robot can teach. But what about the feelings? What about the emotions? We must understand that technology should be treated as a servant. It should never become your master. Because आपने ही इसको बनाया है. ये अपने आप से नहीं आया. This is the human mind which has created this technology. So it should never be, बोस ऑन यू, आपके ऊपर वो हावी नहीं होना चाहिए। सबसे ज्यादा तुम लोग सुनते होगे वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, हम रोज बात करते हैं वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस। एनी वन ऑफ यू कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली द वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस इज? जनरल लैंग्वेज में बताओ, व्हाट इज वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस? यस, एनी वन ऑफ यू? आप में से कोई काम कर रहा है बाहर बेटा? एनी वन ऑफ यू हु इज वर्किंग? नो? Okay, so work life is basically work life balance is, so when a person is, I mean, doing a work also 8 or 9 hours, okay, he is spending at the office premises, and the rest of the time, I mean, out of 24 hours, after working 8 9 hours at the workplace, the remaining hours he is, okay, the managing his or her household. This is, I mean, known as work life balance. He has to make a balance between her or his personal life as well as the professional life. In home, suppose if I'm a professor with a university, a renowned university, so my employer, they have some expectations from me as a professor, and I'm a mom of, okay, the 20 years old boy who is doing BTech. I'm a, okay, the daughter-in-law. So the in-laws are with me, and my husband, he is with me. So we are in a family, the five. So all of them at my family, they have some expectations from me in the role of daughter-in-law, in the role of wife, in the role of mother. And on the other hand, okay, my second home, my second family, that is my organization, they are also having some expectations from me. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do, but this is my life. Is somebody thinking about me? Is somebody caring about me? Is somebody acknowledging my work? Is somebody appreciating my work? Is somebody there to whom I can cry upon? Is somebody there to who can understand my feelings? Because I have only two hands. I have only 24 hours, which will not come back. So I have to make a balance between my personal life and professional life. Tomorrow, one delegation from America is coming at my university. And for God bid, if my mother-in-law gets some sickness, as a good daughter-in-law, I'm supposed to be at home. But as a good professor, I have to be at office. So there is a dilemma. What Farhad should do? Should I stay and take care of my mother-in-law? Or should I go and handle the delegation which is coming for our accreditation purpose? So here I have to do the adjustment, and this problem gives me a stress. I have to make a decision what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. And this is called a balance between work and your personal thing. This is called the work-life balance, your life and your workplace. 70% of employees, they feel it hard to switch off from work. 70% लोगों को लगता है बहुत मुश्किल है काम छोड़ करके घर आना. 20% employee, they struggle with work life balance. सबसे ज्यादा लोग जो हैं वो वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस के लिए परेशान रहते हैं. 50% से ज्यादा वर्कर्स बर्न आउट फील करते हैं कि उनको कोई सुन ले, बिकॉज फैमिली, दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड देयर फीलिंग्स, एंड एम्प्लॉयर, वो तो चाहते ही हैं कि अगर आपको 100 रुपए दे रहे हैं तो आपसे 200 रुपए का काम लिया जाए. So this is, I mean, something which is very, very, okay, I mean, the stress creating. This situation gives you most stress. That is called work-life balance and burnout. So friends, these are the facts and figures. These are the statistics that gives the clear indication why the workplace counseling is required. So now are we on the same page? Students, now you have valid reasons why the counseling is required. Okay? So now we understand that counseling is required. Now we will see what is counseling. Any questions so far? Anything which you want me to explain more? Any points which is not clear to you? Yes, friends. Anything which you want me to explain more? Or should I skip to another slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I move?
Yes, ma'am, you move.
Okay, okay, thank you. So now, introduction to counseling. Introduction to counseling means now, what is counseling? The counseling is basically, it is the helping process which is aiming at
Ma'am,
resolving
slide full हो गया.
Just a moment. Just a moment, beta. So can you be little louder? I could not get what are you saying?
Ma'am, slide change नहीं हुई.
Slide change नहीं हुई. Okay, just a moment. It is changed now. बताओ.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a moment. I'll stop and I'll share once again. Okay, just a moment. Has it changed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just a moment. I'll share once again. देखो अब change हुई.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So friends, now we will talk about the counseling. Exactly, counseling है क्या? काउंसलिंग एक हेल्पिंग प्रोसेस है जिसका एम है लोगों की पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल इश्यूज को सॉल्व करना. इट इज अ हेल्पिंग प्रोसेस व्हिच इज एमिंग एट रिजॉल्विंग पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल इश्यूज. It focuses on growth, adjustment, and decision making. I mean, anybody who is counseling you, you can help out a person in taking good decisions, in making the adjustment in his personal and professional life. And basically, the main aim of counseling is to focus on the growth and development of a employee. Then this growth and development can be related to your professional life, it can be related to your personal life. And in the modern organizational context, I must tell you that it is very, very relevant. It helps in the problem solving and self understanding approach. Whenever you are stuck somewhere, you need a counselor. Remember your school days. After completing 12th, many of you have taken the counseling sessions. Many of you went to the career counselors, that what you are supposed to do. And these career counselors, after speaking to you, they must suggest it. They must done the psychometric profiling of your, I mean, the personality. And on that basis, they must told you what one or two career options you can go about. This is known as the counseling. And this is very, very relevant in the modern organizational context. Counseling helps in the problem solving and self understanding. What happens, friends? Many times you don't understand, okay, yourself. You don't know what are the pluses and minuses. Sometimes we don't know, anxiety reasons. Sometimes we don't know what we good about at. Sometimes we don't know what are our weaknesses. And that's why, the counseling is very, very important. The employees undergo tremendous stress of completing the targets, workload, meeting deadlines, relations with subordinates, colleagues, teams, work-life balance, lack of time, and higher responsibilities. And these are the facts and figures which we have just discussed, and it shows the tremendous need for employee counseling. And therefore, there is a need for employees to come out from their problems, and it gives a new way to deal with the problems. And that's why in the current scenario, the modern scenario, the employee counseling has become a weapon in the hand of HR to give the good mental and physical fitness to their employees. The employees need to know as how much the employer care for the employee. There is also a need to identify the work-related problems and the poor performances. Because every time if you are performing good, the appreciation sessions must be conducted by your seniors. If you are, doing below the performance, you would be asked to, do good. You should be given the warning sessions. You should be given the counseling and coaching sessions, how to perform good. And there is a need to increase the productivity of employee. And that's why their confidence level should go up. So the counseling is very, very important in the current scenario. Now, the question arises what exactly the counseling is. So friends, the counseling deals with emotional problems, work-life problems. It deals with your personal problems. It involves discussion. It is the act of communication. The communication between the counselor and counselee. Both are required. It is the successful counseling. You can say a successful counseling depends on the communication skills. कितनी बार ऐसा होता है आपको लगता है कि आप अपने पेरेंट्स से जाके बात करो, बट दे आर द न्यूमरस इश्यूज विच यू कैन इजीली गो एंड टॉक टू योर पेरेंट्स. कितनी बार ऐसे इश्यूज होते हैं जब आप चाहते हैं आप अपने दोस्तों से बात करें, ठीक है, बट हो सकता है आपके पास कोई दोस्त ही ना हो. So the general objective of counseling is to understand for decrease an employee's emotional disorder. आपको स्ट्रेस से निकालना, आपको इमोशनल आपका क्वोशंट स्ट्रॉन्ग करना, आपको डिलेमा से निकालना, आपको स्ट्रेस से निकालना, आपको एंजाइटी से बचाना, आपको डिप्रेशन से बचाना. हर जगह आपको काउंसलिंग की जरूरत पड़ती है. Are you getting, friends, what I'm trying to say? So counseling is basically, you can say that counseling is an exchange of ideas and feelings between two persons. It is a two-way communication process. It helps in problem solving and self-understanding. It is a professional relationship to empower individual. भाई आप उसको बताओ कि आपके साथ परेशानी क्या चल रही है. How he or she can overcome of it. आप उसको सुनो, आप उसको समझाओ. आपको sympathy दिखाना है, आपको empathy दिखाना है. You have to put your foot in the shoe of another person. You have to facilitate emotional and psychological well-being of your employee. So if I club all these points, I can easily say that counseling is a systematic professional process through which a trained individual who is the counselor or a manager helps another person to understand and resolve his personal, emotional and work-related issues. Is it clear to you, friends? Samajh aaya what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now, what are the common elements of counseling? I just told you, it is a two-way interaction. Active participation of both counselor and client is required. It is very, very important that, okay, there must be someone who will listen to you. There must be someone who understands. Because whenever you go to the counselor, first he will make a rapport with you. It is as simple as whenever you go to a doctor. So before, understanding your problem, doctor asks you, how are you feeling today? Yes, ma'am. Tell me about your symptoms. Yes, ma'am. How can I help you? Yes, how you are feeling today? What are the basic problems you are facing? This is, how the doctor is making a rapport with us. ऐसे ही शुरुआत होती है. And that's why it is called a two-way interaction. The active participation of both the counselor and client is required. जब तक आप डॉक्टर को प्रॉब्लम बताओगे नहीं, how doctor will understand and gives you prescription, treat you. So the two-way interaction is very important, and where the feedback is important. Because it is the counselor to whom you have to come maybe for 1 sitting, 2 sitting, 3 sitting, 4 sitting, 5 sitting. And counseling is not as much popular as it is popular in the foreign countries. In future, in the second unit, we will talk about what is the difference between the counseling and psychotherapy. What is the difference between the counseling and the instructions? What is the difference between counseling and mentoring? What is the difference between counseling and coaching? Because all these terms look similar. but there is a thin line difference among all. If I talk about the second very common, okay, the element, the key element or the main trait and characteristics of counseling is it is a trust and confidentiality. A counselor must keep the facts and things about his or her patient undercover. It is very essential for the openness and honesty. So that's why whenever you approach a doctor, doctor never tells about his patient's problem with anybody. It is always the kept confidential. So the trust is very, very important between, okay, both the parties. The confidentiality maintenance is very important, okay, between both the parties. Empathy. फ्रेंड्स, आप में से कोई मुझे एम्पैथी और सिंपैथी के बीच का डिफरेंस समझा पाए? Any one of you, can you please tell me what is the difference between empathy and sympathy? So, sympathy is if anything happens with anyone, you'll feel sorry, you feel good. If somebody met an accident, you can say, oh, poor chap, I have a full sympathy with him. If somebody has lost the job, I can say, oh, I'm very sorry to listen this news. Empathy is something different from empathy. Empathy means understanding the client's feelings from his perspective. कहा जाता है ना कि जब तक आप किसी के शू में अपना पैर डाल के नहीं देखोगे तब तक आपको नहीं पता चलेगा वो इंसान कैसा फील कर रहा है. So empathy is basically understanding the client's feeling from their perspective. And it is very, very important from the point of view of your patient to understand his or her feelings. Because in stress, in dilemma, in confusion, your patient is in suffering mode. He is feeling stressed. He is feeling depressed. He is having anxiety. So you have to put yourself in his shoe and understand what exactly his feel is. For a good counselor, you have to have a active listening. You have to give full attention without interruption to your client, to your patient. Active listening is very important because until unless you won't understand, you won't listen to your client, you cannot cure his problem. You cannot make him comfortable and help him to come out from depression, to come out from anxiety. A good counselor is someone who has the good active listening skills. You have to have you have to give full attention without the interruption. The second very important thing is goal orientation. What is goal orientation? I mean, the basic purpose of giving counseling is to give cure, to give solution, to give a relief. Whatever the problem your client is facing, whatever the issue they are facing, the ultimate goal of your counseling session is to make him feel good, to make him feel comfortable, to make him come out easily from that depressing state. So the counseling should always be in a good, resolving, focused line. Last, ethical foundation. What is ethical foundation? The counseling should always be wrapped up with respect, non-judgmental, and professionalism. A counselor must have a professional approach. Okay? I mean to say that he should respect the sentiments of his client. Whatever the situation he is in, whatever the situation his client is in, whatever the feelings he is having, whatever the state of mind his patient having, you should not judge your client on that basis. And there must be a line of professionalism. A good counselor show the professionalism. So the counseling is an exchange of ideas and feelings between two persons. It is concerned with both personal and work related issues. Counseling may be performed by both professional and non-professional. Your mother can be your good counselor. Your friend can be your good counselor. Your husband can be a good counselor. A pope or a church, a thief can be a good, the counselor. It is not required that counselor should always have the professional degree. Sometimes your mentor can be a counselor. Okay? Helping employees to realize their potential. Sometimes we don't know what potential I'm having. Just to make you realize what good things you have, what good you are at, what qualities you have, how to give 100%. Sometimes your boss can be your good counselor because it can provide an opportunity to acquire more insight into their behavior and analyze the dynamics of such behavior. If you're doing something good, you must be appreciated. But if you're doing something wrong, if you're doing something which is not acceptable according to the rules and regulation of the company, your true counselor should warn you. They always warn you to mend your ways. They always warn you to amend your ways. Because a counselor must be a straightforward person who tell you on your face what you are good about, what you are not good. You must help employees to have a better understanding of their environment. It can increase personal and interpersonal effectiveness through a feedback system. It can encourage employees to set goal and their further improvement. It provides employees an atmosphere for sharing and discuss their tension, conflicts, disputes, dilemmas, problems. So the three things very, very important to understand. It is a two-way communication. So communication, communication, communication. This is the first principle. The second very basic ingredients which is required in counseling, that is empowering. You have to empower your client. And third is helping. Your help involve identification of the development needs of the person who is being counseled. The process of empowering enables the other person to come out from their depression state. And what communication does? Communication involves receiving messages, that is listening, and giving messages, yani responding through feedback. The counselor or the mentor does all these three things. So the very three ingredients are help, communication, and empowerment, which is very, very important to understand. Okay. So friends, I think that I have discussed whatever. Is it clear to all of you? Is there any confusion? Anything which is not clear, which you want me to, explain more? Yes, friends? Whatever we
मैम
have discussed.
साइकोलॉजिकल
Pardon? What you're saying, बच्चे?
मैम साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसिल क्या होती है?
Psychological?
काउंसलिंग.
साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग. ओके. साइकोलॉजिकल, देखो मैंने अभी तुम्हें क्या बताया, तीन चीजें हैं. एक बोलते हैं साइकोथेरेपी, ठीक है, एक हम बोलते हैं काउंसलिंग, और एक होता है तुम्हारा इंस्ट्रक्शन. आपने बोला क्या पूछ रहे, साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग क्या होती है ना? सबसे पहले तो तुम्हें समझना है व्हाट इज साइकोलॉजी. The psychology can be the mindset. It is a cognition. It is something which is relying in your mind. Most of the people they feel stress क्योंकि उनका जो mind है वो उनकी body का साथ नहीं देता है. आप सबको पता है हमारा एक कॉन्शियस माइंड है, एक सबकॉन्शियस माइंड है। जो तुम सोचते हो तुम्हारी बॉडी वैसे ही रिएक्ट करती है। डिप्रेशन कहाँ से आता है, एंजाइटी कहाँ से आती है? योर माइंड गिव्स सिग्नल टू डिफरेंट बॉडी पोर्शन, बॉडी फंक्शन, आई मीन द बॉडीज पार्ट्स. Through your mind, okay, the signal goes to different parts of your body. If your mind stops giving signal to your heart, it stops. If your mind, okay, that stops giving signal to your hand to move, it will not. So whenever I talk about the, okay, the psychological counseling, it directly hits your mind and subconscious mind. Why it is said that every time a person, a student is being asked to repeat affirmation, why the affirmation is required? क्यों हमें बोला जाता है यूनिवर्स इज लिसनिंग टू यू? क्यों कहा जाता है कि आप अफर्मेशन करो कि दैट यू हैव द एबेंडेंस बेसिक्स? क्यों कहा जाता है कि आप बोलो आई एम हैंडसम, आई एम ब्यूटीफुल, आई एम हेल्दी एंड फिट, आई एम सक्सेसफुल एंड रिच, आई एम हैविंग मच, आई हैव एबेंडेंस द बेनिफिट्स फ्रॉम द यूनिवर्स? क्यों बोला जाता है बच्चे को बोलने के लिए आई कैन डू इट? क्योंकि वो बार बार अगर ये बोलता है सो वो उसके दिमाग में जाता है और वो उसके एक्शन में दिखता है। तो साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग क्या है? बेसिकली आपके माइंड को, आपके कॉन्शियस एंड सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को हील करता है। वो आपको कहता है देयर इज नथिंग विच यू कांट डू, एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल इन द वर्ल्ड। कितनी सक्सेस स्टोरीज तुम लोगों ने पढ़ी है, कितनी स्टोरीज है, ठीक है? चींटी को देखो ना, 10 बार दीवार पे चढ़ती है, 10 बार गिरती है, बट एक बार वो कामयाब होती है। most of the suicides, most of the, okay, these things happens only because क्योंकि हमारे पास सही डायरेक्शन नहीं है, सही हम दिमाग से सोचते नहीं है। अगर आप ये सोच लें कि आप कर लेंगे, अगर आपने ठान लिया कि आप ये कर लेंगे, आपसे हो जाएगा। हम डर जाते हैं, हम गिव अप कर देते हैं। तो साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग बेसिकली वो काउंसलिंग सेशंस हैं जिसमें आपके माइंड को हील किया जाता है, जिसमें आपके साइकोलॉजी यानी जिसमें आपके जितने भी व्हाट टू से, जितने भी आपके सेंसेस हैं, चाहे वो टच हो, चाहे स्मेल हो, चाहे स्किन हो, चाहे स्पीक हो, आई मीन सबको ट्रेन किया जाता है सो दैट इट कैन बी द गुड एक्शन इज रिफ्लेक्टेड, ओके, थ्रू योर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन। दिस इज कॉल्ड द साइकोलॉजिकल काउंसलिंग। साइकोलॉजी मीन्स होता क्या है? देखो, आई हैव जस्ट हियर आई हैव रिटन द साइकोलॉजी, इट इज अ वेरी वेरी डीप लॉन्ग टर्म साइकोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट। आपको ट्रीटमेंट, कितनी सारी थेरेपीज दी जाती हैं जहां पे आपके दिमाग को ट्रेन किया जाता है, जहां आपके दिमाग को, सबकॉन्शियस माइंड को हील करने की कोशिश की जाती है। इफ यू गो बैक टू द एशियंट इंडिया, अगर आप एशियंट हमारे स्कल्पचर्स के बारे में पढ़ोगे, व्हाट इज माइंडफुलनेस? मेडिटेशन क्या है? क्यों मेडिटेशन कराया जाता है? इट इज जस्ट टू कामिंग योर माइंड। सारा कुछ बेटा, बॉडी थकती है क्योंकि तुम्हारा दिमाग थकता है। मैं बार बार आपको बोलती हूँ, एवरीथिंग, ये ब्रेन, माइंड, मेंटल हेल्थ, ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। मेंटल हेल्थ इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तुम्हारा शरीर अच्छा फील करेगा अगर तुम्हारा दिमाग अच्छा। यू फील गुड इफ योर ब्रेन फील गुड। मेंटल फिटनेस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इसीलिए दो चीजें हैं, एक होता है तुम्हारा इमोशनल कोशेंट, एक होता है तुम्हारा, यस, इमोशनल कोशेंट, IQ एंड EQ, इंटेलिजेंस। सुना है कभी आपने? These two things, emotional and IQ and EQ, emotional quotients and IQ. इतने सारे ऐसे लोग तुमने देखे होंगे जो, जिनके पास डिग्रीज हैं, जिनके पास गोल्ड मेडल्स हैं, but they don't have control on their emotions. A successful person is someone who has a control over his mind and body. There are many people who are very intelligent, but they don't have control on their emotions. बॉस ने एक गाली दी, तुमने दो गाली दी, बॉस ने कल निकाल दिया. This is not the bright sign of a good person, a good employee. You must know how to deal with. And these are the subjects which we do teach in MBA. What is the purpose of teaching, coaching, and mentoring? What is the purpose? Why the counseling is being taught to all of you? So that you understand that if somebody, some employee, your teammate, your colleagues, if he or she is in a trouble, how can you make them, helping them to come out from this state? Because अगर उन्होंने एक बार कहते हैं ना, अगर तुम एक बार हार गए, आपसे देखो, गिर जाना is not the end. गिर करके आप वापस खड़े हो गए, देयर मस्ट बी अ सेंस ऑफ फाइटिंग. अगर आपने फाइटिंग करनी छोड़ दी, तब तो आपने हार मान ली. गिरना बुरा नहीं है, थककर हार जाना बुरा नहीं है, गिव अप कर देना बुरा. और ये सिग्नल्स आते कहां से? These signals come from your mind. So here, इसको काम रखना, इसको कूल रखना is very important. What is anger? Anger कहां से आता है? Anger doesn't come from heart. It always comes from here. What is calmness? What is coolness? What is empathy? What is sympathy? What is, kindness? What is generosity? These are the traits of a successful manager, a team leader. If you have all these qualities, you are a successful leader. And psychological counseling is something where you have to understand the mindset of a person. You have to understand, you have to read the mind of a person. You have to understand the pulse of a person. You have to understand the root cause. What is troubling him? Understand. Just make him comfortable. Just build a rapport. Just open up. Show the confidence. And then your client will tell you about his problem. Psychology is very important, very important. चाहे वो student हो, चाहे वो manager हो, चाहे फिर वो marriage हो, everywhere the counseling is required, beta. So now it is almost 1 hour. Now I give you the 5, 6, 10 minutes break, and then we come again. We join. It is 8 o'clock. We join at 8:10, and then we continue. Is it okay to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I give you the 10 minutes break?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so friends, I'll give you the 10 minutes break and we meet after 10 minutes. 8:10.
हम 8:05 हो रहे हैं.
8:05 हो रहा है. Okay, so you tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
So how much minute break you want? कब join करें हम दोबारा? Yes. 5 minutes break or 10 minutes break?
Ma'am, your wish.
My wish. So I don't want to give you a break then. Okay, I'll give you a 6-7 minutes break, and we meet after the 6-7 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Join after 5-6 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, friends, so I'm back. Are you there? Any
Yes,
one of you,
ma'am.
can you please confirm? Yeah, thank you. So friends, in the last 1 hour, what we have discussed, I quickly, the brush up, I just repeat. We have discussed about the counseling process, and the counseling is nothing but this is the two-way process in which a counselor provides help to the workers by way of advice and the guidance. So this is the two-way communication process. And if I'll, okay, the further explain it in another terms, there are many occasions in work situation when a worker feels the need for guidance and the counseling. So this is the job of a manager to provide the counseling. This is the job of a mentor, okay, to provide the counseling and guidance to employee at those different situations. So the term counseling refers to the help which is given by a superior to his subordinate in improving the some individual performance. So for the betterment of the job performance, for increasing the job the performance and the productivity of employee, okay, the counseling is being given by a superior to a junior. It is a process of helping the employees to achieve better adjustment with his work environment, to behave as a psychologically mature individual. The somebody from you have just asked me what is, psychological counseling. So this is it is a process which is strengthening the psychological nature of, okay, in an individual, and it helps in achieving a better understanding with others, so that that person deal with everyone in the organization and in his personal life effectively and purposefully. कितनी बार तो ऐसा होता है कि हमें ही नहीं पता होता है कि हम क्या चाहते हैं. Sometimes we don't know what we want in life. Sometimes we don't know what good qualities we are having. Sometimes we don't know what is good and bad for us in future. Sometimes we are not aware about our basic, to traits and characteristics. So we take help of a counselor who do the psychometric analysis of our personality, who talk to us at length, who understand our characteristics, who understands our past, present, and on that basis, he or she suggests different pathways for achieving success in future. So the basic objective of counseling, friends, is overall development of the employee. So according to the Davis, you can say he's the famous psychologist, and he says that employee counseling involves a discussion of an emotional problem with an employee with the general objective of decreasing his discomfort. यानी आपको discomfort state से निकाल करके comfortable state में ले जाना is known as the counseling. So the counseling deals with the emotional problem. It deals it basically has the work related and the personal, the life related issues. And counseling involves discussion which is, can be solved as an act of communication. So the effective listening, effective feedback is very much required between both the parties. Successful counseling depends on the communication skills. Face to face communication between employer and employee, between counselor and counselee, by which a person's emotions can be shared with another. So the general objective, in other words, you can say, of counseling is to understand or to decrease a employee emotional disorder. We have also discussed the need of the employee counseling. हमने ये भी देखा कैसे sympathetic and empathetic approach होना जरूरी है. हमने देखा what is the importance of feedback and the effective listening between both the parties. हमने ये भी देखा कि कैसे trust and confidentiality maintenance एक बहुत important issue है counseling में. We have also talked कि क्यों goal orientation रहना जरूरी है. What is the basic purpose of providing counseling? We have also discussed how to identify the work related problems and how the poor performance, okay, can lead more stress, and the stress can lead, okay, more poor performances. So the coincidence, the both happens in this scenario. हमने बात करी थी 3 ingredients की, जहां हमने communication, empowerment and support system की बात करी थी. अब हम बात करते हैं कि काउंसलिंग आया कहाँ से, व्हाट इज, आई मीन, हाउ द काउंसलिंग द हैपेंस, व्हाट इज द existence of the counseling. So historical evolution की अगर मैं बात करूं, just a moment, still the guests are there. So if I talk about the historical evolution of counseling, the early roots in guidance movement जो कि 90s में शुरू हुआ था, what is the I mean, I'll just show you this. The historical evolution of counseling, it generally they happens, somebody is in the, let me admit him. So the early phase, it happens in 1990s, and through the guidance movement it has started. And through this movement it was started कि जो लोग परेशान थे, जो लोगों को, ठीक है, किसी भी तरह का स्ट्रेस था, किसी भी तरह की, आई मीन द इमोशनल जो डिसऑर्डर्स के शिकार थे, उनको कैसे, ठीक है, आप गाइडेंस दें, उनको कैसे आप सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करें, ये सारी चीजें उस समय स्टार्ट हुई थी. एंड उस समय फोकस क्या था? The focus was the career advice and the placement. And contributor कौन था? The Frank, the person who is known the father of the guidance. He was the first man who has started कि हाँ भाई, जो guidance है वो दी जानी चाहिए. The career advice and the placement was okay, the major the focus area at that time. And this was the early phase where the guidance movement, okay, they has started, and it was realized that human being is not a machine. And okay, she faces some kind of stress and some kind of the pressure at workplace and related to the work life balance. So okay, the counseling session, some guidance, some, okay, the help would be they provide to them. And the basically the psychoanalytic influence by the Sigmund Freud, okay, he was a famous psychologist. He supported that it should be the given to them. And the emphasis was on the unconscious mind and the past experiences. यानी आपके जो, मैंने अभी भी आपको बताया था कि आपका जो conscious and subconscious mind है, that play a very important role into it. So you have to understand, okay, the power of your conscious and unconscious mind and your past experiences. कितनी बार ऐसा होता है friends कि आपके जो past experiences है वो आपको haunt करते रहते हैं. कितनी बार अगर आपके past experiences अच्छे हैं, वो आपको मोटिवेट करते हैं. एंड इसी को हम बोलते हैं कि कंडीशनिंग लर्निंग. अगर मैं आज आपको ये सिखाती हूँ कि हाँ, ये चीज गलत है, आप ये मत कीजिए, इट कैन हार्म यू, आपको समझ नहीं आएगा. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड, इफ देयर इज अ फायर, यू टच इट, इट गिव्स यू बर्न, एंड फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट टाइम यू विल नॉट टच इट. इट इज, देयर इज अ परमानेंट चेंज इनटू योर बिहेवियर. whenever you see the fire in future, you will not try to touch it. Why? Because it has given you a learning, जिसकी वजह से परमानेंट चेंज आपके नेचर में आ गया है. There was a very famous story that is based on the conditioning learning. ठीक है, there was a dog and there was a psychologist. ठीक है, at the time of, I mean, the dog was kept hungry. The dog was kept hungry for hours, and at the time of, I mean, when the food is offered to him, the bell rang. ठीक है, उस आदमी ने उस बेल को रिंग किया. हर दिन ऐसे ही किया. खाने के समय पे 2 घंटे भूखा रखा, खाने के समय पे खाना दिया, बेल को रिंग करा. तीसरे दिन भूखा रखा, खाना दिया, बेल को रिंग किया. 1 हफ्ते के बाद, 2 घंटे भूखा रखने के बाद, the dog was not offered food. That boy only rings the bell, and just to listen the voice of ring, the dog started salivating. उसको saliva आना मुंह से start हो गया. That means what? Because उसके दिमाग में ये conditioning आ गई कि अब इस बेल की आवाज के साथ मुझे खाना मिलेगा, क्योंकि पिछले कई दिनों से इस रिंग के साथ मुझे खाना ऑफर हो रहा है. This is the conscious and unconscious mind. चीजें आपके दिमाग में रजिस्टर्ड रहती हैं. एंड आपका पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस, तो जो आपका 1990 या 1900 में ये पहली बार रियलाइज किया गया कि हाँ भाई गाइडेंस जो है वो एम्प्लॉयज को दी जानी चाहिए। ये ओरिजिनेट किया गया कि वोकेशनल गाइडेंस जैसी कोई चीज है और आपको करियर एडवांसमेंट कर और प्लेसमेंट से रिलेटेड जो है फोकस बेस्ड काउंसलिंग सेशंस होने चाहिए। और ये शुरुआत किसने की? दो की कंट्रीब्यूटर थे, वो थे फ्रैंक पैटसन, द फादर ऑफ गाइडेंस। ही इज नोन as father of guidance and he has started this। फोकस रखा गया आपके साइको एनालिटिक इन्फ्लुएंस पे, एम्फेसिस किया गया आपके अनकॉन्शियस माइंड एंड पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस पे, एंड थेरेपी बेस्ड द काउंसलिंग सेशन इज स्टार्टेड जो लॉन्ग टर्म अप्रोच के साथ फोकस दिए गए। सबसे ज्यादा इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट था ह्यूमनिस्टिक अप्रोच जो कि कार्ल रॉजर्स ने दिया। कार्ल रॉजर्स ही वाज अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट जो जिन्होंने ये बोला कि ह्यूमनिस्टिक अप्रोच की आदमी एक machine nahi hai. He has feelings, he has emotions, and we workers should not be treated as a machine. There must be a empathetic approach in the dealing with employees. There must be a humanitarian ground with which employees should be treated. There must be a humanistic approach in dealing with employees at workplace. And first time in this period, client-centered therapies was created, was introduced. The first time in the 90s, humanistic approach के साथ पहली बार client-centered therapies employees के लिए शुरू की गई। ये माना जाने लगा कि साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट को पहली बार जो है वो एग्जिस्टेंस में लाया गया। पहली बार ये हुआ लोगों के काम के घंटे तय होने चाहिए। पहली बार ये डिसाइड किया गया कि मोशन स्टडी एंड वर्क स्टडी की जानी चाहिए। पहली बार ये डिसाइड किया गया कि जो इक्विपमेंट्स है, जो मशीनरी है, वो साइंटिफिक मेथड्स होने चाहिए। ठीक है। And F.W. Taylor, he was the first man, he is known as the father of management. He was the man who has given the concept of scientific management. उस समय motion studies, machine का standardization, equipments, ये सब start हुए। And उस समय focus किस पे दिया गया? Main focus was given on empathy. Main focus was given on unconditional positive regards. More focus was given on the genuineness. There was a shift. That was the time that there was a shift from directive to non-directive counseling. This is one method of counseling that we will study further in the future classes जब हम discuss करेंगे कि कितनी तरह की counselings होती हैं। So historical evolution means धीरे धीरे कैसे counseling जो है वो existence में आया। After that behavioral and cognitive approaches जो है वो देखे जाने लगे। Historical evolution of counseling क्या है? The basically कैसे आपके behavior को change किया जाए, because it is your behavior, this is your mindset, this is your, I mean, conscious and subconscious mind that play an important role. Whatever your course of action, it is, I mean, wrapped with your psychology. It is wrapped with your mindset. अगर आपको ये बताया गया, आपने अगर आप ये सोचते हैं, हमें बचपन से पढ़ाया जाता है ऑनेस्टी इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी। हमें बचपन से मॉरल साइंस हम सब ने चाइल्डहुड पढ़ाया, हम सबको पढ़ाया जाता है रिस्पेक्ट योर एल्डर। हमें हमेशा बोला जाता है देयर इज नो शॉर्टकट ऑफ आर्ट फॉर्म, बट अ पर्सन who believes in shortcuts, a person who doesn't have character, a person who doesn't believe respected people, आप कितना भी उसको समझा लो बता लो, you will not do this. If a person who believes in shortcuts, he will not work seriously 8 hours in a day. A person who doesn't have an attitude, the positive attitude towards life, कितना भी तुम उसके साथ positivity दिखा लो, कितना भी उसको तुम optimism की बातें कर लो, but he will not show the optimistic behavior in his work. He always feel pessimistic. He always bring negativity around him. So try to understand whatever is your mind, whatever is in your heart, whatever you are thinking, it always reflects in your personality. It always reflects in your behavior. It always reflects in your cognitive way. जो हम सोचते हैं वैसे हम दिखते हैं. It is very clear. Whatever your mindset, whatever your thoughts, whatever your value system, whatever is your belief system, it must reflect through your gestures. It must reflect in your daily life. It must reflect in your actions. कितनी बार कहते हैं एक आप बहुत पैसे मत कमाओ. Try to be a good person. Try to be a good human being. Have some ethics. There is someone who is watching you. And I am sure that in every religion it is said that we should do good deeds to society because it will come back. It is says that karma is very powerful. It is a bitch. It bites you very, very badly. Your good action, good deeds will come back to you. So your behavioral and cognitive approaches which you bring with your perception and attitude at workplace, they create a aura around you. So when we discuss about the historical evolution of counseling, it was realized the need of the counseling. It was realized that counseling is required, some sort of help is required on the basis of your behavior and cognitive, the approaches. And the focus was given on the observable behavior through the pattern. What is pattern? A person who is regular in timings. So the one day, if any genuine reason comes in and he gets late, so nobody will raise a finger on this action because everyone knows that he is a genuine person. He is the honest man. He every day comes on time. He meets punctuality. Are you getting? So the one day if he gets late, whatever the reason he says, his boss believes on it. Keep in mind that there must be some genuine problem. That's why he got late today. On the other hand, a person who believes in shortcut, a person who makes a habit of reporting, late daily, a person who believes in excuses, a person who used to give excuses every day, if one day he gets a genuine reason also for reporting late at office, getting late to office, nobody will believe on. Why? Because he has a tendency of doing such things every day. His behavior is very, very observant. His behavior was showing that he is on the wrong path. Whatever the pattern he is setting to his bosses, to his colleagues, that is different what the story genuinely he is saying and he phrased. It is very, very practical in the short term. And that's why it is said that your perception, it is very powerful. And the first impression is the last impression. So your historical evolution in counseling, the behavioral and cognitive approaches also are playing a very important role. That focus on your observable behavior and your thought patterns. And the modern workplace counseling now comes in picture. Slowly and gradually from 1900s. Today, when we talk about the modern workplace counseling, the HR practices has come up integrated with modern tools and techniques which managers are using for counseling and helping employees at workplace, which we'll discuss tomorrow. It has integrated with HR practices. Today, if I talk about the good talent retention policies, if we talk about the good HR practices after this coronavirus, lots of good HR practices has come up. That was the time after 2020, corona time. More people, they face stress. due to the personal problem, due to the work-related problem, due to, what is happening around us. Most of the HR practices came into pictures. We all are living in a world of VUCA. VUCA. What is VUCA environment? It is volatility. U means uncertainty. C means complexity. A for ambiguity. आपको नहीं पता कि क्या होगा फ्यूचर में. We are living in a world of Bani. The new concept has come. Everything is new. Now, कभी आपने सोचा था 2000 से पहले, 2020 से पहले कि हम ऑनलाइन ऐसे क्लासेस ले रहे होंगे? इंडिया इज अ कंट्री वेयर केजी टू पीजी हम सिर्फ ऑफलाइन पढ़ाते थे. But from last 6 years, after this, the pandemic, the online classes have come up. Teachers and students from anywhere we can meet online. And the classes are taken online. So this is a good practice. Today, you join any company, you will find a new term, that is work from home. And work from home is a new normal now. It is not a new thing. कभी सुना था आपने कि आपको घर से काम करने के पैसे मिलते हैं? बट आज HR प्रैक्टिसेस में ये embedded हो गया है कि आप घर से काम कर सकते हैं. You be comfortable at your home and you can work from there. EAPs launch हो गए. What is EAPs? Employee Assistance Program. उनकी well-being के लिए, उनके इमोशनल हेल्थ के लिए, उनकी वेल-बीइंग के लिए. कितनी बार हमें फोन आते हैं, हमारी काउंसलर्स फोन करके घर में पूछते थे ड्यूरिंग दैट पीरियड कि मैम आर यू ओके, आर यू फाइन, आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है, हाउ कैन इंस्टीट्यूशन हेल्प यू? बिकॉज द फोकस वाज ऑन स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट. कितने सारे फन एक्टिविटीज, योगा, meditation, healing sessions, therapies, counselings, therapies induce कर दी गई है and it is compulsory. कितने सारे आज ऑफिसेस हैं जहां पे आपको साइकिल रेंट पे मिलती है, जो 2 से 5 किलोमीटर के रेडियस में, 1 से 5 किलो के रेडियस में है, किलोमीटर में. आप साइकिल से ऑफिस आइए, फिजिकल फिटनेस पे ध्यान दीजिए, शार लीजिए, अपने लॉकर है, कपड़े बदलिए और अपने काम पे आ जाइए. दिस इज फॉर एवरी ऑफिस इज ऑल बिग फोर. चाहे मैं केपजेमिनी की बात करूं, चाहे मैं केपीएमजी की बात करूं, चाहे मैं PwC की बात करूं, चाहे मैं अर्नेस्ट एंड यंग की बात करूं, डेलॉयट की बात करूं, all of them, they're spending too much money on the mental fitness and well-being of their employees. They have yoga sessions, they have mental fitness, they have art of living for their employees, and it is compulsory, free of cost. It is, they offer to all their employees. They can, enroll in them, and they can get benefited from them. Just to ensure the good work-life balance, just to focus on the stress management, just to, ensure the emotional well-being, all such things are being provided. Are you getting, friends? So the historical evolution, the early phase in the 90s, guidance movement has started. Vocational guidance was started to be given. The focus was career advices and the placements. And the key contributor was father of guidance, that was Frank Parsons. And slowly and gradually, the psychoanalytic influences has started through the Simon Fred, and emphasis was given on the unconscious mind and the past experiences. And therapy-based, the techniques was introduced, which was focusing on the long-term approach with employees, how employees, the mental fitness can be ensured. After that, the humanistic approach, which was advocated by the Carl Rogers, it was being introduced, and where he said that the client-centered therapies should be started. And he has introduced the individual client-centered therapies. Whatever the problem they are facing, they must open up in the therapy session, and the therapist would be assigned to them. And the weekly and fortnightly and the on monthly basis, the therapies and the counseling sessions were given to the employees, and the main focus was given on the empathy, unconditional positive regards, genuineness, and through that, okay, the movement slowly and gradually a shift was seen from directive counseling to the non-directive counseling. And that was the period when behavioral and cognitive approaches were the introduced. And the main focus was given on the observer behavior and the thought patterns. It was very practical and the short. Modern workplace counseling at the today's scenario, students, if I'll talk about today, it is integrated with HR policies. We all have the good HR practices. If I talk about my organization, I'm very happy. Every Friday and Saturday, we have quizzes just to relax. We have fun. We have music. We have fitness club. We have the movie sessions. We have the culinary sessions where we teachers go and have fun. Just to, de-stress ourselves, many clubs and committees are being formed. And the HR is taking proper care that their employees must face, okay, uh, de-stress. We have the yoga sessions every day in the morning. We have the Zumba classes in the evening. We have the meditations and the free art of living classes, free of cost. So this is the a kind of the employee assistance programs, which is, being introduced by our universities. And the what is the focus area? The focus area is the stress management, how to manage our stress. Stress can be not getting promotion. Stress can be, not having the supportive peer group. Stress can be I'm not having a good boss. Stress is what I am having the job insecurity. Stress can be due to the lack of the balance between the professional and personal life. Stress could be a reason the why I'm not making much money. Stress could be I'm having some personal issues. Stress can be related to my health and fitness. Stress can be related to anything, anything. So it is not mandatory that if you have the work related issues, it would be tackled and handled at workplace. Any issue related to your personal problem, any issue related to your workplace related things, it must be handled with care. Because the basic objective is to promote your emotional well-being. Friends, any question you want to ask here till now? Yes. Anything?
No, ma'am.
You want to ask something?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So here I just want to make you understand the difference between the counseling versus physiotherapy. Anyone who can understand what is the difference between the counseling and physiotherapy? Yes, friends.
Physiotherapy is a physical body, and counseling is about mind.
Can you explain it with example?
If there is some external kind of wound which we have, or any leg breakage, something like that, we can go for physiotherapy and it can be healed. But in the case of counseling, it is through talking that the counselor try to understand what are the problems we are facing, and they try to fix what is inside our mind.
Okay. So this is yes, 100%. Okay, you are right. May I your good name?
I'm Janvi.
Janvi, yes. So Janvi, you're 100% right. Counseling is beta, I must say, it is a short-term solution-focused support that helps people handle specific issues like stress, your career confusion, or any kind of grief. Grief means dukh. By building coping skills and guidance. Okay. जबकि psychotherapy क्या है? Psychotherapy is a longer, डीपर प्रोसेस जो कि ये एक्सप्लोर करता है कि रूट कॉजेस क्या है तुम्हारे दुख के, तुम्हारे इमोशनल पैटर्न्स क्या हैं, तुम्हारा पास्ट ट्रॉमा क्या रहा है, तुम्हारी मेंटल हेल्थ किस चीज से प्रभावित होती है, क्या डिसऑर्डर है तुम्हारे, क्या डिप्रेशन है तुम्हारे को, और तुम्हारे से जिसकी वजह से तुम्हारी पर्सनालिटी जो है वो धीरे धीरे चेंज हो रही है. सो काउंसलिंग कह सकती हो कि काउंसलिंग जो है वो एक तरह का फर्स्ट एड है तुम्हारे मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए, और जो साइकोथेरेपी है वो एक तरह की तुम्हारी सर्जरी है मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए. ठीक है. काउंसलिंग देखो फर्स्ट एड, सबसे पहले तुम्हें काउंसलिंग की जरूरत पड़ती है, लेकिन अगर काउंसलिंग से चीजें सॉल्व नहीं होती हैं तब तुम्हारे को साइकोथेरेपी यानी मेजर सर्जरी दी जाती है. और दोनों ही जगह पे तुम्हारे को एक ट्रेन प्रोफेशनल की जरूरत पड़ती है. लेकिन साइकोथेरेपी जो है बेटा, दैट नीड्स मोर क्लिनिकल ट्रेनिंग एंड लाइसेंसिंग. साइकोथेरेपी कोई भी आपको ऐसे नहीं दे सकता क्योंकि ये लॉन्ग टर्म है, और यहाँ पर आपको, ठीक है, पास्ट ट्रॉमा को जानने के लिए एक लाइसेंस सर्टिफिकेशन की जरूरत होती है. आपको रूट कॉजेस पता करने के लिए, आपके इमोशनल पैटर्न्स को पता करने के लिए आपको एक, ठीक है, नॉलेज बेस की जरूरत पड़ती है. आपको मेंटल हेल्थ को चेक करने के लिए, डिसऑर्डर्स को पता करने के लिए आपको PTSD की जरूरत पड़ती है. जबकि आपको काउंसलिंग के लिए आपको इस तरह की डिग्री की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. बोथ नीड ट्रेन प्रोफेशनल्स, बट साइकोथेरेपी नीड्स मोर क्लिनिकल ट्रेनिंग एंड लाइसेंसिंग. ठीक है. अब मैं अगर यहाँ पे बात करूं, देखो मैंने लिखा भी है, इट इज द शॉर्ट टर्म सिचुएशनल इश्यूज. ओके. व्हाट इज सिचुएशनल इश्यूज? कुछ भी इशू हो सकते हैं. साइकोथेरेपी लेकिन हमेशा डीप, लॉन्ग टर्म एंड साइकोलॉजिकल ट्रीटमेंट वहां दिया जाता है. काउंसलिंग हमेशा वर्क प्लेस सेटिंग में दी जाती है. अगर आपके अप्रोचेस की बात करूं, ठीक है, जो तुम्हारी काउंसलिंग है, काउंसलिंग आपको फोकस्ड होती है, प्रेजेंट उस पे रिलेटेड होती है, आपका व्हाट टू से एडवाइस बेस्ड होती है, और आपकी जो फिजियोथेरेपी है वो कैसे दी जाती है, आपके पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस पे. ये प्रेजेंट फोकस सब कुछ एक्सप्लोर करता है. ठीक है. अगर मैं बात करूं आपकी काउंसलिंग की, काउंसलिंग कोई भी दे सकता है. इसके लिए सर्टिफिकेशन की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं होती है, बहुत सारी एक्सपाइट आपकी एक्सपीरियंसेस की जरूरत नहीं होती है. बट फिजियोथेरेपी के लिए आपको लाइसेंस की जरूरत पड़ती है, मोर नॉलेज की जरूरत पड़ती है. ठीक है. काउंसलिंग को जनरली हम क्या मानते हैं? काउंसलिंग को जनरली हम शॉर्ट टर्म और गोल ओरिएंटेड मानते हैं. एक ऐसी थेरेपी जो कि प्रेजेंट इश्यूज को डील करती है, जैसे कि तुम्हारा स्ट्रेस हो गया, तुम्हारे रिलेशनशिप कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हो गए, तुम्हारे करियर से रिलेटेड डिसीजंस हो गए, और एडजस्टमेंट किन्हीं भी प्रॉब्लम्स का, जो कि प्रैक्टिकल स्ट्रैटेजीज देती हैं और तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम को कोप अप करने के टूल्स देते हैं. कई बार ये तुम्हारा ट्रेन काउंसलर भी करता है, कई बार तुम्हारी मॉम कर सकती है, कई बार स्कूल कॉलेजेस वर्क प्लेसेस में आपको कोई भी, ठीक है, अनट्रेन्ड पर्सन भी आपको कई बार आपको काउंसलिंग कर सकता है. लेकिन साइकोथेरेपी क्या है? साइकोथेरेपी बहुत ज्यादा डीपर जाती है और ये लंबे समय के लिए जाता है. ठीक है. इट फोकस ऑन द क्रॉनिक मेंटल हेल्थ कंडीशंस, आपकी पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस, यानी आपको कोई पास्ट ट्रॉमा रहा हो, एन अनकॉन्शियस पैटर्न दैट शेप योर बिहेवियर, योर एक्टिविटी, योर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन. यहाँ पे हम क्लिनिकल टेक्निक्स को यूज करते हैं. अब जैसे क्लिनिकल टेक्निक CBT हो गई, DBT हो गई, साइकोमेट्रिक हो गई, साइको एनालिसिस हो गई, just to create insight and lasting change. And typically it is conducted by a licensed clinical psychologist or the psychotherapist. और जबकि counseling on the other hand, it is like a first aid for every emotional challenges. Psychotherapy is more like a surgery for a complex, deep-rooted psychological issue. So friends, आपको फर्क समझ में आया दोनों के बीच में? What is the difference between the counseling and physiotherapy?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? Okay, so friends, tomorrow we will discuss, I think that's enough for today. Okay, so for tomorrow we will discuss the counseling versus instructions, and we will discuss why the workplace counseling is required. So today we have discussed about the counseling, we have discussed about the basic characteristics of counseling, we have seen different facts and figures, statistics that support the workplace counseling, we have seen the historical evolution of counseling, we have discussed what are the components and key elements of counseling, and we also discussed the difference between counseling versus physiotherapy. Oh, sorry, the psychotherapy. What is psychotherapy and what is the counseling? I hope whatever we have discussed today, is it clear to everyone? I leave the lecture notes with the coordinator and you can get it from, okay, the course coordinator. And anything, if you want me to explain more to come up in the next session, you can drop your messages in the chat box or you can tell me right now. Yes, friends. Just quick 2 minutes. जो हमने आज डिस्कस किया है वो सब समझ आया है?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ आया? That's good. That's good. Okay, all the very best from my side for future. Okay, enjoy your weekend and we will meet very soon in your next class. Till then, bye bye. Stay safe, stay healthy. Good luck. Thank you.
मैम कल
Thank you,
आपकी
ma'am.
क्लास
Okay.
ऑफलाइन यस बेटा, आप लोग आओगे कल कैंपस?
No, ma'am, हम ऑनलाइन क्लास रहते हैं.
आप ऑनलाइन क्लास के लिए आते हो तो तुम्हारी कल ऑनलाइन क्लास है जानवी?
No, ma'am.
No,
कल
ma'am.
ऑनलाइन क्लास नहीं है.
Offline होती है तो online नहीं होती then schedule.
Acha. Okay. So whatever as per the timetable, students, whatever the timetable is being given to me, you please check with your coordinator. I'll join according to the timetable. But that's, I feel very good. And I must appreciate that all of you are very attentive during the session because I was thinking that all of you, okay, must be there, but you will not be so attentive. But I must say, and I appreciate that all of you were very, very attentive throughout my, okay, the class. I appreciate.
थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, beta. Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night, ma'am.
Good night, beta. Thank you. Same.